Hello everyone, Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com coming to you today to speak with you about ways that we can ingest cannabis without smoking. In the times that we're in currently, this pandemic deals with a respiratory illness as well as your immune system. So it is a human coronavirus. It's one strain of that, which is the COVID-19. We are familiar with other human coronaviruses. You can go to the CDC to get tons of information on, the others that have happened. Now, this one particular, there's not enough research on that yet for us to find out how it's mutating and how things are happening. So what we want to do is obviously boost our immune system. There's a little video that you can go and watch how to boost our immune system. You want to take care of your nervous system. There's a video on that as well. And then now, if you are using cannabis, how do we use it in a very safe way for health and wellness and still get our positive altered states to come out of that? So number one is smoking the actual plant matter. Now, of course, that is most people's, go-to. It's their choice of method, whether it be plant matter or whether it be concentrate, dab, smoking, those kind of things. This is probably the most healthy, organic way possible. With that being said, you want to make sure that you have really good, healthy, organically grown, ethical cannabis to be smoking. Because we're in the time frame where we're not smoking, here are some other ideas. The best idea I have is for you to go ahead and make your own canna butter. And we're going to touch on that a little bit today and how we would use that. So this one is an organic Northern Light, which I love very much. It's probably one of my favorite. It's very high in caryophyllene, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's just very soft and gentle. I enjoy it quite a bit. So what I have done is I have taken the plant matter, and maybe I'll make a little video on actually how to do that step by step. But I take the plant matter, I decarb it, and then I place it in a muslin bag, a little cloth bag, very tightly bound. And then I, double broil on the top broiler. I place in my butter. For example, I typically use coconut oil. Some people choose to use butter. It really just is a fat that you want to place in there that you can then add into other edible foods. Now, this is one method. This is the method that I'm using to make my canna butter for coffee and for cookies. I was going to show you my cookies, but I guess I already ate them all. So you would drop that mesh bag into the double broiler with the coconut oil, let that simmer. It's already been decarbed, so you're not doing it to, reach a particular temperature. You're doing that for the oil, for the fats to pull all of those yummy oils out of your cannabis. Now, once the cannabis has reached a certain time frame in that hot oil, you will take the hot oil. You just have to take the little bag, the muslin bag that the herb or the plant matter is in. You take that out with gloves if you choose. You can kind of wring that out to get all of the oil, and then there you go. You've got something really amazing that you can put in a little jar, gift that, or keep it yourself, and it doesn't have any plant matter in it, but it has all of the terpenes and cannabinoids that you want. And this one is Northern Lights. I have multiple, but I have to label them on top. So that is a method to do. Now, what you can do with that is then take a teaspoon and put that in your morning or your afternoon coffee. Obviously, you can watch some of the other videos on microdosing if you're just now starting out on edibles. So small amounts are better, and then you can always add to it. You can't take away. So if you wanted to start with just a 1/4 of a teaspoon. See what, in a whole cup of coffee, see what that does. And then you can move forward and increase that dosage as necessary. You can also use the canna butter in recipes. I don't suggest that you use the butter or the oil in its full amounts. For example, if a recipe calls for a cup of butter, you probably don't want to if you're starting off. If you're first starting off and you, even if you're dialed in with the strain and you know what cultivar that you're using, say it's for example, a Do-si-Do, and it's a high in linalool, and you're like, okay, this is the one that I'm going to be using for evening time. Great. Dial that in first. And then you would not use a whole cup of butter. I would probably suggest cutting that in 1/4 and seeing what that looks like. So 1/4 canna butter, and then the other 3/4 of a cup, maybe coconut oil, and then see what happens. Look at that. If you want more specifics on exactly how to do edibles, there's an article I wrote for Emerald Magazine, and it's on my blog, so you can go back and look, or you can just type up edibles Hernandez in Google. Boom, you'll find it. So yeah, those are my tips for, really moving forward in what what is being called a pandemic, and, making sure that you're doing proper things. Now, of course, if you have a ton of flour, you may not want to make this into butter. You may want to, just from prior experience, you probably want to keep this until you know that your lungs are 100%, and then you can smoke, or just maybe cut your smoking in half and smoke this in the evening time. But using your flour for smoking your trim and your roots and leaves, those kind of things, more for your edibles. So Pepper Hernandez, drpepperhernandez.com. Thank you for stopping by. Try some recipes, and then let me know down below in the comments either how it went, or if you have any questions, or what you'd like to see more videos on. Okay, have a magical, beautiful, wonderful day.